Hello everyone, we are live. How are you all doing?
Hello everyone.
We're going to be doing a Q&A, question and answer for my 1,000 subs, where you guys can ask us anything. Well, almost anything. But we'll put you right if you ask the wrong question, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. But first of all, let's just wait for a few people. Just say hi so we can know that you're there. Come guys, who's there? No one's there. It's all very empty.
Not yet.
Not yet. They're going to pitch up. I could see that someone was waiting, but I'm not sure who was waiting. Hey, Literary Love, how are you doing? Hello, hello.
Hi, Literary Love.
Okay, just wait for a few more people because they are going to pitch up. We here, and you guys are going to be there. Vanessa.
Hello, Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa.
Lovely to see you too. And just for your information, we decided to do it like this. How's it, Peter? And some other character.
Hi, Peter. And some other character. Hi.
Yeah. We decided to do it like this because we only got one really good laptop, and it was just a bit more intimate, so that we're next to each other while we do this. Yes.
Absolutely.
So like I say, what we're going to do is we're going to just wait for some people to join us, because I've got a couple of questions that have been written out. Someone sent me a question, so before I answer that, we're just going to wait for a few more people. And some of the character, morning from the States. Yeah, good morning. Actually, let's just go through all of this very quickly. Show, Literary Love. It's lovely to see you too. And good morning. For us, it's late good afternoon, early good evening.
Yes.
Okay. And then morning from the States. Good afternoon, late afternoon from South Africa. First Blood. It's awesome so far. Have you just started it? Oh, that's cool. That was my recommendation.
Okay.
Glad you're enjoying it. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to wait too much longer because I have got a couple of questions to start off with from Gareth at Books, Songs and Other Magic. And he started off by saying, what are some fun things that you both enjoy? So we're going to actually be a little bit silly now. We're going to be a little bit corny. And some of the really fun things that we enjoy, you want to start? Just like in terms of movies, if we're in the silly mood for movies.
We love Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler fans.
Not exactly high art, but if we need a smile, if we've had a tough day, then we're going to put on a little bit of Adam Sandler to make us laugh. But also movies like Airplane. Stop Calling Me Shirley.
I love that.
We love Airplane.
Yes.
Yeah. And what else?
And some dark humor, like Death at a Funeral.
Yeah.
I only saw the
British humor.
Yeah, I saw the British version. That was brilliant.
That was really fun. Yeah.
That. Yeah. That's very good.
And I like a bit of Monty Python. Maybe not you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not so much. Yeah. And what Gareth asked was, what do we find funny? I find it very funny when Layla, our German Shepherd, walks past and passes a silent wind to let us know what she ate the night before. And she usually does that while she goes past Cliff, and he goes, "Oh, and Layla."
And then she will basically look at me like she's completely innocent, and then she will leave the room and leave us with that. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Literary Love says there's nothing wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with fun fluff. My favorite movies for this purpose are Bridesmaids and The Hangover.
My dear.
I like The Hangover very much.
I saw Bridesmaids. I loved it. It was very funny. Yes.
Sometimes you're in a silly mood, you need to watch a silly movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, other question that Gareth, let's just have a look here. What do you both find funny? And what are the books you've had in your collection for the longest? So the books that we've had for the longest period of time. And we've got two here. Ladies first.
Mine is Graham Masterton, Mirror. I actually started reading Stephen King long before Graham Masterton, but that was when we had a library. But this is the first book I ever bought myself, a horror book, and that's Graham Masterton. So it's a prized possession for me.
Yeah. And mine is this massive, the Stand, sort of the, what do you call it? For the first time, the complete and uncut edition. And I think this was one of the first covers. I don't know if you can see it here. And it's also, it's in terrible condition on the outside, but it's one of the first books that I ever bought from Stephen King. And yeah, and it's kind of held together. It's not in the best condition, but it's one of my prized possessions because I've had it for so long. So yeah, that is the Stand. So Peter says Little Nicky is awesome.
Oh, I remember Little Nicky.
Yeah.
Also Adam Sandler. Yes, I remember Little Nicky.
It's like Popeye Chicken. Have you ever heard of Popeye Chicken?
No.
No, we'll have to look that up. Yeah.
No, I've never heard that.
And we got here some other character. I just started The Stand on Monday. I hope you enjoy it. You know, it's my favorite Stephen King book. So let's see how you feel. Guys, you want to ask us some questions? It's time for some questions. That's why we're here. Okay, let's just see here. What are the silly things do we enjoy?
Silly things.
If we just laugh together.
When Cliff says he does the dishes for me, and then I'm all excited because he's done all the dishes, and he usually leaves a pot or two to soak. And then I tell him, okay, I'll wash them. So then I get to the two soaking pots and take them out just to find that all the cutlery, every single bit of cutlery is lying at the bottom of the sink.
I forget about the cutlery every single time.
No,
I forget about the knives and forks and spoons.
He just leaves it there for me to wash. So that is super funny. I love every time.
Super funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I find that a lot of fun.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Come on, guys, let's have some questions. Anything you want to know about our channel? Us? Yo.
Nothing so far.
Nothing so far. Oh, do you have seasons? Okay, sorry. First, let me just show this quickly. Your copy of The Stand looks so loved and cherished. I literally broke my edition of Gerald's Game in half from reading and annotating it so much. Yeah, I've taken good care of this. It's still kind of solid, even though you can see, yeah, it's kind of being held together by tape almost.
Yeah.
But I've really looked after this. This is one of the first books I've ever bought. And Gerald's Game in half from reading and annotating it. Okay, so then we go to, do you have seasons where you live? As in spring, summer, autumn, winter?
Yeah. We're going into autumn now.
Yeah.
It's our first month of autumn. So then we get 3 months of 2 months of autumn. And
yeah. So it's actually very cool because we've just come out of summer, which was stinking hot, and the weather's cooling down a bit, which is perfect for us. So that's just excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. How many books do you have in your collection? Wow. That's a tricky one.
That's a lot.
A lot. We've got a lot.
I think we've counted over 800.
About 800, yeah.
That's a lot.
But not all of them are ours, strictly speaking.
Yeah.
Some we've inherited from the previous owners, but we're going to actually sell, or we're going to donate. But we've got a hell of a lot. Yeah, about 800. So we could actually probably fill about 4 or 5 bookshelves just like this at the back.
Yeah.
But we don't have the space at the moment. Yeah. Okay, what's the next one? Cliff, I'm enjoying your top 100 book series. So for Anita, what are your top 5 favorite books?
Top 5 favorites. Salem's Lot is my favorite book of all time. I absolutely love that book. Stephen King, Nosferatu by Joe Hill, one of my favorites. Then there's a book called Eagle in the Sky by a South African author, Wilbur Smith, which I absolutely adore.
Explain that book just a little bit.
Yeah, it's basically about a pilot that meets a woman, and that from 2 different cultures, but it's very much in the wartime for Israel.
World War II.
Yeah. And they meet, and their story goes tragic for both of them. They seem to be meant together, but it's like everything is against them. And it's the book is quite cool. There's a lot of horror in there. And at the end, I think it's basically to show how love can overcome everything. And it's not a romantic book. There's no it's not a romantic book. It's a horrible book, actually.
It's a horrible book about two people in love.
Yes, and how life attacks them on every single level. And how they come out the other side. It's an epic read. I've loved it. Then there's a book called The House of Sand and Fog. I don't know if any of you guys saw the movie, but I read the book and then I saw the movie. It was absolutely brilliant with Ben Kingsley. He did it with Jennifer, someone I can't remember, but the book's also very, very good. And then Rose Madder by Stephen King. It's also one of my favorites. Love Rose Madder. So yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that as well.
And I missed Mirror by Graham Masterton as well. Mirror by Graham Masterton is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. And you might just find a couple of Walter Smith books in my top 100. Keep watching. They're different, but they're there. Okay, are horror books easy to get in South Africa? I don't know if you mean by horror authors or just horror books in general. Horror books in general are pretty easy to get, but not all of them. There are a lot of authors that I've been trying hard to get, like Jack Ketchum, some of the more extreme authors. There's some kind of more rare titles I'll never ever find here. And that's why I'm glad I got Kindle. But yeah, no, there are horror authors that are very difficult to get, but the rest, like Stephen King, Dean Koontz, you find them everywhere. As for people that write horror writers in South Africa, not so many. It's more that there's more thriller authors, or kind of psychological thriller authors, that I've read a couple. I think I have mentioned them on one. The Shining Girls by Lauren Bierks, and she's an award-winning author. And so yeah, she's gonna be on my list for this month. And she's I wouldn't call it a horror. I think it's a serial killer psychological thriller. So yeah, that's for that one. Okay, let's just see here. I have no idea how many books I have. That would be a difficult question for me as well. Yeah. The problem with us is that our books are strewn all over the place. Like literally, we got cupboards with books because we just don't have the space.
And the collection keeps growing.
And the collection keeps growing, and it's going to grow even more because I'm going out quite soon for another book haul. So yeah, we've got enough cupboard space, so we're all right. But we're going to have to try and find some more bookshelves and drawers.
Yes.
Because what I'd love to do on my channel, I'd love to do a what do you call it, like a bookshelf tour, and I'll be doing that in future as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay, what was the first book or movie that really scared you?
The Thing.
Ladies first.
The Thing. The movie The Thing. It's called The Thing. That really, really scared me. I watched it when I was quite small, younger.
Sorry, Layla's scratching. Layla's having a serious scratch. So if it's a strange sound, then you know it's Layla scratching. Okay.
The Thing was a very scary movie for me. I remember that it stuck in my mind up to today. I'm 53 years old now, and I will never forget that movie. So that was, I think, one of the first most scary.
I think for me it might have been Alien, for The Thing. It was Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
And I found that absolutely terrifying. I really found that kind of, and the build-up of tension. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
As for books, the first serious horror novel I read, and I've said this on my channel, was It when I was about 15 or 14. And that scared the crap out of me. That really, really scared me. Yeah. Okay, so then we've got Literary Love says, I love Salem's Lot and Rose Madder too. I'm currently reading Horns. I have a copy of Nosferatu. I read Horns. I've got mixed feelings about that. I've only read 3 Joe Hills, and there was Horns, Nosferatu, and what's the other one?
Hot Shot Box.
Heart Shaped Box, yeah.
Yeah.
And Horns was probably my least favorite. It's still a very good book, but yeah, it just wasn't as terrifying for me as the other 2.
Whereas Nosferatu is
Nosferatu,
brilliant. I think I reread that 3 times. if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
highly recommend
Very, very
Nosferatu.
good.
I'll check out the other books you mentioned. Thanks. Yeah. And then over here, Vanessa. I love Rose Maddow. It's my favorite book ever. Read it so many times. Good choice, Anita.
Thanks, Vanessa. It is really, I love that book.
What is
Every
it? What
single
is it you loved about it?
I think it's the fact that she takes her life back. Everything she's gone through, she makes that one decision, and you just keep rooting for her. You go, girl, go for it, and she does. And if you take her background and how she's been broken down before, and how she manages to step back up, love that. And I know some people don't like the supernatural element later on in the book. I loved it. I actually thought that was
Yeah, I struggled with that a little bit.
I liked it though.
It was okay,
Yeah.
but I just thought it took away from the rest of the narrative a little bit. The ending was like, but the rest of the book, like you say,
It's very
that she
good.
gets away from this abusive situation,
Yes.
and it's absolutely brilliant.
And I love the characters that he depicts in that book. Every single one of them. It was very good. So
Yeah.
can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. No, I found the opening paragraph, opening chapter in that book
Shocking.
is probably
Yeah.
the most shocking opening paragraph or opening chapter
Yeah.
in all of Stephen King's work. I just found it so brutal. It really draws you in. But yeah, kind of hard to read.
It is.
That was hard to read.
But it's actually immediately.
does.
It's like, if you can stomach that immediately.
And then it sets the scene for her leaving.
Yes. Yes. So
Okay. Yeah. And there you go. Peter. Yeah. I remember the first Evil Dead movie scaring me a lot when I first saw that movie. I was very young. It was terrifying. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And I loved the main character, the main protagonist in the Evil Dead series. I think it's called Bruce Campbell. And he's kind of like this hero. And it's almost this kind of a humorous hero, protagonist. And he has all these one-liners. Look, I think the series gets more funny as you move along. The second one is a lot more humorous. But yeah, the first one is full of little jump scares and it's kind of creepy. I agree with you, The Evil Dead.
yeah.
Okay. And we've got The Shining was the first book to really scare me. Yeah.
Oh, actually, didn't answer that question. I said the first movie that scared me, but
Yeah.
I think the first book that scared me, that really scared me, is actually a short story, Crouch End by Stephen King. That scared me
Why?
because of the thin line between what is us scary to not know, or we living here, and do we know what's on the other side? Is there something on the other side? Is there something? It was actually a very scary story. It was a short story, but
Yeah.
scary. It was good.
It's actually
Yeah.
this idea that in the world there are places where it's almost like there's this thing between reality and some other place. In some places it's a lot thinner than others. So where you can slip through and find yourself lost in some kind of other reality. And almost gets Lovecraftian. It's very, very fun. Yeah.
What's on the other side is like.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with some of the characters. The Shining really terrified me as well. Obviously, not as when I talk about the first book, that was it that I read. But I think Stephen King's maybe not his best book, but his most terrifying book in terms of just sheer feeling absolute terror for me was The Shining. So yeah, for me, I agree. The Shining was very scary. And then we got, what is a book, a movie that one of you absolutely loves and the other hates? Loves. Let's spice things up a bit. Good question. Okay, so I'm trying to think now. Well, let's first go with the book. I absolutely loved.
Must be one that we both read.
Not one we both read, but we've got to go with one we both read.
You didn't enjoy Dolores Claiborne as much as I did.
Yeah, not as much, but it was still a good book.
Okay, so you don't loathe it.
No,
though.
so I don't
Yes,
loathe it. Yeah.
yes, okay.
So, come on, you've got to think of something here.
Well,
the people are waiting. The people are waiting. I'm trying to think of a book.
I don't know if you loathe anything that I've read that I recommend to be honest.
Yeah, don't think so. And I have read more than you.
Yeah.
So there's not really. So you can tell her about a book that you loathe that I haven't read yet. I can't because she threw it away. I'm going to tell her that she threw it away.
Graham Masterton's Ritual.
Wow.
I finished the book, but I could not keep it in our house. It was just self-cannibalism, and oh my word, no.
So she
it was a horrible book. So I didn't give. That's the only book in my life that I ever threw away. Ever. I love books. I cherish them, but that one just.
I never got a chance to read it because she threw it away. This was before she met me, so.
I know that there's a book that I learned that you actually liked, and that is Wilbur Smith's River God.
Oh yes, yeah. And that's a South African author we're talking about.
Yeah.
And you see, Wilbur Smith does these adventures mostly into Africa, but he did a whole series on Egypt, and River God was the first of the series in Egypt. And one thing my wife cannot stand on any level is whipping and torture, especially with whipping.
Yeah.
And in River God, obviously you got
on page 3.
Yeah. But you got the slaves, and you got the what do you call it, Egyptian bosses, slave drivers with their whips, and so it's kind of a cool book, especially at the beginning. And so well, I enjoyed it. I read the whole book.
I DNF'd it. I DNF'd it after the third page. So.
Okay. And let's think of a movie.
Well, I can think of Steel Magnolias, because you watched a part of it and you gave up. I loved Steel Magnolias. I'm sorry, I absolutely love that movie. But you didn't like it.
I've got no comment. I've got no comment there. The Steel Magnolias. I mean, I could break my own rule about sex, politics, and religion. Yeah, and I could go with Monty Python. But we'll skip that. There's quite a bit of Monty Python that I really enjoyed. My wife does not enjoy. Yeah, it goes to places that are a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not a big Monty Python fan.
Yeah. Okay, stop that there. I hope that spiced things up enough for you. Okay, the Exorcist movie terrified me. I still can't watch it. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but it's not really my kind of movie, to be honest. I'm not into kind of possession tales as much as other people. And with the head twisting around and the puking and that sort of stuff, it's terrifying. It's very scary, but I didn't think there was as much more to the story than that. But the book was very, very good. I enjoyed it. Okay, what have we got here? Going back to Bruce Campbell, I really love Bruce Campbell cameos in the Spider-Man movies, Great as Ash and Evil Dead 2. And there's actually an Evil Dead 3 as well, which is sort of a weird fantasy horror, where Bruce Campbell gets transported back into medieval times, and he has to battle these zombie hordes in medieval Europe. And it's a lot of fun, but it's it's probably the most comedic, full of comedy, and out of all the trilogy. But do yourself a favor, if you like Bruce Campbell, watch Evil Dead 3. Okay, we've got Doom Realms. Doom Realms. We got Vanessa saying, "You're such a cute couple and so lucky to have a shared interest." How did you guys meet? Thank you.
Thank you.
She's going to talk about that now.
Oh, he actually moved in right next to me in the apartment I was living. actually right next to me, like literally 5 steps from my door to his. So I actually liked him from the word go. When I saw him the first time, I thought, oh my word, who's this beauty? And he seemed shy, so I actually slipped a note under his door one
Yes,
night.
you did. Yes, you did.
He was on his way to his dad's 70th birthday.
Yeah. With a speech ready and everything. Yeah.
I slipped a note under his door saying, if you ever want a friend, here's my number. And then
I was very shy.
The next day or the day after, after your dad's celebration, I got a text message from him. That was before WhatsApp, I think. But anyway, got a text message from him saying, yeah, he would love to be friends. And then he married the girl next door, literally.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I bought some roses to her door, and the first date, we watched a movie, and it was just fun.
Yeah.
And we had a second day, third day. We just hit it off.
We love the same horror movies. We like the same books. We love music. Both of us into it. So it was just meant to be. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, let's go here. I quote Army of Darkness quite often. Yeah, a lot of fun. Perhaps you can give us some quotes. Okay, you quote it. Give us some quotes on there. Because I can't remember all of them offhand. Oh wait, sorry, this one over here. Oh, good. We're getting more comments. Elvis gets whipped in the movie Jailhouse Rock, so maybe you might not like that movie.
Elvis. Who would want to whip Elvis?
Elvis. Are you talking about Elvis Presley in Jailhouse Rock?
You did.
Oh, okay. No, then we won't watch that movie.
No. Hey, thank you for the warning.
Yeah. No, I'm not so sensitive to it.
You can watch it, but I can't. I'm sorry.
There are a lot of things I can watch or read that she will not go there.
I can watch a fair fight. If it's a fair fight, I don't mind.
Except for whipping. No, whipping you don't like anyway.
But whipping is torture. I'm talking about a fair fight.
No, but what if two people have whips and they go at each other like that?
Then the one must run away.
What?
It's easy. The one must just run away. So
what if they're not allowed to run away? They have to stand there with their whips and they got to whip each other until someone gets
No, then stop whipping each other. Because just don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, so we won't watch Elvis getting whipped.
Thanks for the warning, Peter.
I love this. How long have you been together?
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years now.
Yeah, we've been married for almost 8 years. So end of July will be 8 years. Yeah, so.
We met quite late. We were late bloomers or
both 43.
Yeah, 42 or 43.
43.
Yeah.
Yes,
43. Yeah. So we just happened to be, and I'm 1 month older than this woman. So I'm 1 month older, so we're pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
Both met 43.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we waited a long time for one another, but it was
worth it.
It was absolutely worth it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Such a sweet story of how you met.
Well,
thanks, Vanessa.
Thanks, Vanessa.
And Peter, I love Army of Darkness. It's great. Comedy is fantastic in that movie. Yeah. And Bruce Campbell really does make that movie. I remember there's something about there's this pit in the ground, this monster, and he's got his chainsaw, and he says these things. I can't remember the movie that well. So you need to remind me, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay, then we got Hail to the King. Yes, hail to the King, baby.
Give me some sugar.
Give me some sugar, baby. Yes, I remember now.
Which movie?
This is Army of Darkness.
Oh, okay.
Evil Dead 3. Because he ends up in medieval times and he gets captured by. So he's in a time before time. You know what I mean? So he gets captured by these people, and this woman is all chased. He's saying things to her like, "Give me some sugar, baby," and all this. She runs out and gets some sugar. You know, that kind of thing.
Sounds like Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Hail to the King, baby. Doesn't he say that at the end in the supermarket store where he works or something? Stands on the desk. Hail to the King, baby. Okay. Newlyweds. I've been married to my husband for 26 years. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. That is a long time.
That is a long time. We got married really young. Yeah, you see, we met very late, but hey, no, yes, we met.
My parents will be married 58 years this year in November.
Yeah.
58 years.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. But 2026 years that's quite a milestone.
That is a good
Congratulations.
milestone. Okay, then we got Elvis Presley takes a whipping in jail for punching a cop in a prison riot. Okay.
I'm not going to say he deserves a whipping for that.
No, that's a bit harsh.
A slap on the wrist would have been a lot more shame.
Unless he and the cop had a whipping match.
There we go.
The cop can have one, you have one. Let's see who wins. Let's see who falls down first, bloodied and messed up.
Okay. You can tell me.
Back bloodied and striped and pain and torture.
Okay, you can just tell me afterwards who won. That's all I want to know. No details.
No details, okay. Okay, how are you finding the 100 book challenge? I'm not sure if I can wait that long to buy another book. Well, to be honest with you, Vanessa, I'm going to go shopping next week.
50.
I'm actually more than 50. I'm probably on about 60, 65 now. But I kind of already broken the rule at 50. I was proud that I got to 50 because that was my first sort of mention. And yeah, life's too short. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to get some books. So I'm going to go buy some books. I will try and actually, maybe next time we have the challenge, I think they do it at the end of every year. Maybe I'll just say 50. You know, get it with 50. But yeah, I really miss my book shopping. It's something that I love. And there's not a hell of a lot more to do in this little town, little village, seaside town.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to go out to this little bookshop, our second-hand shop, and buy some books is kind of special.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah. So I wouldn't say I'm giving in completely, or maybe I am, I'm not sure. Complete failure. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. And a lot of people just say, right, that's enough now. And you just buy your books. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, each to their own.
I actually bought Cliff a couple of books for Christmas and put it in a box for him that said you can look but not read, which apparently was very cool, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of decided next week I'm going to look and read anything I own, which is going to include my book haul for next week as well, because I'm going to go buy books. Yeah. Okay, so she says, I don't blame you. I love buying books. Yeah. Nothing really gives me more pleasure. Like I say, just we don't go out a hell of a lot, eh? We don't go like out to restaurants. We don't go to bars at all.
Yeah.
We don't really go out. Maybe we go for a drive in the country with Layla. So one of the things that I love doing is going and spending 2-3 hours in this bookshop, just going through every book. Yeah.
You know, the amazing thing is when you go and buy books is once you get into that bookshop, you lose track of time. Because you want to look through every book and you want to see is there something else I'm missing. And you know, sometimes the owners don't know exactly where the books are, so you find something that they said they don't have. So it's like a little Easter hunt when you go book shopping, and I love that.
No, in fact, the owners are not very good with telling you where books are.
Yeah,
I've asked if they've got any Ray Bradbury, and then they say no, they don't know, and I've got to be in. They know they've got one fantasy and horror, maybe like older stuff mainly, but it's mainly science fiction and fantasy. Very kind of what do you call it? Old stuff? No, vintage stuff. But then they got these main things from A to Z, and I always go through that because I find plenty of horror there as well. And there's books in better condition and stuff as well. Okay, so. Yes, I saw your Christmas present to Cliff. You're so lucky. I am very, very lucky.
You didn't feel that way in the start because
no, I didn't. Because I wasn't allowed to read anything.
I bought him Fireman by Joe Hill, and he wasn't allowed to touch it. So
yeah. Well, I don't know about Fireman. I don't think it's his best, eh? But then again,
I don't know. I haven't
gotta read it to find out. Yeah.
I'm respecting you for not reading. I won't read it before you do. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got a new person here. Hi from the US. What does Anita like to read?
Hi, Angel.
Hi, Angel.
I love horror. I actually prefer horror to anything else. You know, the couple of favorite books I have, like Eagle in the Sky, is just something that actually is very fun to me, but or dear to me. Sorry, but in general, I'm a horror reader. If it's not horror, I'm not really interested. I do not read romance. I don't read sci-fi. I would like a good mystery or mystery thriller sort of book, but horror is my main thing. Give me a
Yeah.
good horror book, scare me, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's.
She's a big Stephen King fan, and we did talk about some
Yeah.
of our favorites earlier. But yeah, she loves. What's her favorite one? Sorry, you both mentioned it. You and Judy Love. I mean, you mentioned it.
Now my mind
No,
is
the one where
completely
the woman's
blank.
abused in the beginning.
Oh, Rose Madder.
Rose Madder. Yeah,
Rose
yeah, that one.
But Rose Madder was not really a horror as such. I like
Well,
supernatural horror. I like
it's a
mess.
human horror. I mean, that guy is an absolute monster.
Yeah, that's human horror.
In a way.
And I like the unknown. What scares me in horror? Give me horror with the unknown sort of
You love Graham
entity.
Moss.
Yeah. Graham Moss seems very good. He focuses a lot on demons though, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, next up we've got. Yeah, I want to read 100 of my books that haven't read any and buy more at the same time. And imagine finding a rare book you really want and being at 95 books in the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, what they do is they'll read like 5 and they'll buy one. Or for every 2 books they read that they own, they're allowed to buy one. So let's say if you finish 10 books or 5 books, you can go and buy a couple of books. And I think that's a good way to do it. It's not to frustrate yourself, because I just went out there and said, yeah, I'm just going to read 100 books. I'm not going to buy anything. That's not really the way to do it. Just setting yourself up for disappointment. And if it takes too long, I mean, some months you're going to read more than others. And some people read a lot more than even I do. I read maybe like 10 to 12 books a month. And there's some people out there on BookTube that read maybe 15, 20 books a month, even more. And I just don't do that. I can't do that. I don't read fast enough. So, yeah, you just got to set yourself your own parameters. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to read like maybe 10 books, and then I'll buy 5 books, something like that. But yeah, I want to go shopping. I haven't been book shopping for a long time, and that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. Okay, so next up. Who reads most?
Oh, definitely Cliff. Cliff reads a lot more than I do. He's a lot more well read than I am as well. Yeah, I don't get much time to read, unfortunately, so I'm quite busy in general. So yeah, he reads a lot more regions.
Well, no. Also, since I've actually joined BookTube, I've made a point of actually reading and writing notes of every book and doing reviews. Since I started the channel about a year and 3 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, I've read a lot. So last year I read 120 books, which is really good for me. In the years before that, not nearly as much, because I wasn't on BookTube. So BookTube, you kind of have to. You've got to have that discipline. If you're going to have a channel, you don't have to read freaking 10 books a month. You don't. If BookTubers read less, it's quality rather than quantity. It's also what you do in your life. But yeah, I've got time to read books. So I'm going to read books now. Yeah. Okay, so we're actually running out of. Is that all the questions, people? Okay. So we're waiting for more questions. We're waiting for some more people to join in. Because we're doing quite nicely now. It's nearly 40 minutes. So what else can we talk about in the meantime? You guys got any more questions? I know that I've answered Gareth's question, but he's not here yet. We also remember that America is now, what, 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes,
9
still
o'clock in the
early.
morning?
Yeah.
So it's still early. It's tough. We're doing this now at 4 o'clock, and the lights are already getting bad. It's overcast. It's a bit miserable today. It's been raining all day. So yeah. Okay. There you go. What kind of stores do you have around you for book shopping? Small bookstores or chain stores? Well, we got one small store. It's about a 15-20 minute drive because we like in a little village, so we have to drive a bit to get there. And then further on, there's a shopping complex, right?
Where we
So-
have a chain store or
Yeah.
two, but they're usually very limited in what you can buy. It's usually more fiction books, but more romance, and you don't get a lot of horror there, and it's very expensive. So yeah, it's basically just the one small shop, second-hand bookshop, but the rest is is chain stores, but expensive.
The chain stores, you're going to find
Limited.
Stephen King, maybe Dean Koontz, maybe
Lots of Dean Koontz.
lots of Dean Koontz, lots of the stuff that you want to find other things. You're not going to find treasures in there.
Yeah.
Whereas in the second-hand store, you are going to find some treasures there.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than you think. I actually want to do a tour of it someday. I'm going to ask the owner and maybe just go up and down the aisles and show you guys. But it's actually jam-packed with old books. So I've always found some really good things in there. If you look at my book hauls, I found some really good stuff there. Okay, we've got someone else here. Disquiet and Dragons. How you doing, man?
Hi there.
Greetings from Staffordshire in England. What are some of your favorite horror subgenres? Ladies first.
So horror subgenre. Sorry. I like human horror. Is that a subgenre of a?
Not really.
Okay, so
Horror
you give me
monsters. Okay, so you've got psychological, maybe psychological horror.
Right.
Then you've got supernatural horror. You've got body horror. And
okay, so I love supernatural horror. That's my number one go-to.
That's monsters.
Love that. Yeah.
That's
monsters and ghost stories and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, anything to do with the entity you can't see or don't understand is one of the
paranormal
scariest
as well.
Yeah.
There's a difference between paranormal and supernatural. I'm not going to go into it now. I did in one of my videos.
Well, I love both of them.
But
both of them are absolutely great. Yeah.
Actually, supernatural is more outside of the realm of science, where paranormal is something like a haunting that science could possibly explain. I think that's the biggest difference there. What I love post-apocalyptic horror. So I love end of the world scenarios where you have kind of either a nuclear holocaust, like in The Stand, my favorite book, or something like a plague, like you got in. Not The Stand. Plague isn't The Stand. The other one is Swan Song. Yeah.
Which I also loved. So
we both love that.
Yeah. That kind of genre where you find yourself,
In
the
world.
life completely ripped out from, and you absolutely love that as well. Yeah, that's definitely what I don't like is extreme horror. I won't read extreme horror. That's
Graham Masterton gets pretty extreme. Like the one you threw away.
Well, that was never again.
You threw away a book, but that's the only book you ever thrown away.
Then I'd rather read a sparkly vampire, which I will never do.
No,
I'll never do that.
No.
It
But
just
you did, wasn't it?
What?
I'm not going to go there.
No.
Okay. Anita, since you're a big King fan, are you as excited as I am about You Like It Darker coming out this year?
Oh.
There's a short story compilation coming out this year.
I didn't even know about that, to be honest.
No, you've been busy. She's a lot busier than I am. She works a lot harder than I do.
No, not harder, just longer hours.
Longer hours, yeah. No, she's had month end.
Yes.
And she's reading A Gunsling at the moment, so she's going to be on a binge, hopefully, of The Dark Tower, which I love.
But I love Stephen King's short stories. So thanks for that recommendation, because I didn't know if you like. Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye out on that, because I love his short stories. I'm absolutely a lover of Stephen King short stories. He can pack so much into those short stories. So if you're in the mood for something like that, and I'm hoping it's as good as Nightmares and Dreamscapes and Four Seasons and those. So thank you. I'm sure that's going to be very good. Thanks for.
I think one of the problems that we have, or one of the things that I don't aim too much with kind of new releases. And the main reason for that being is because I shop at my secondhand store, and it doesn't really sell brand new releases. If I want a brand new Stephen King desperately, then I'll go to what I said, like at the shopping complex. But then you're going to pay up to 500 Rand for 500 Rand for the special release sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
You pay a lot of money.
I can buy 20 books at the second-hand shop that are gold for 200 Rand, or I can go to the shop and buy one book, a new release, for 450 to 500.
But at least you got your Kindle, so you can actually.
I've got my Kindle.
Yeah.
So I mean, with All About Holly, I might get it on my Kindle because I'm part of this group readathon. And I bought this other. I think I bought All It Bleeds, If It Bleeds, on my Kindle, which is a little bit less pricey. But I like to own books as well. Sometimes. Yeah.
I like the feel of books.
I don't like Kindles that much.
No, me neither.
But if I am going to get a newer release, I'll get it on my Kindle. But it can be really pricey. So, okay. So then we got, I can't wait to see what your number one favorite book is. Yeah, you're going to have to be patient for that. Coming.
Couple of weeks. Well,
more
than a couple of weeks.
I'm on 70 to 61.
Right.
It starts getting serious at 50. Yeah. Okay. And Angel says, did you and Michael? Oh no, we haven't decided. I've chatted to him, and I think he's actually leaving it to me to decide on a book. I've got to get back to him. I've kind of been delaying it a bit because I've got other books to read in the meantime, and another readathon to do. But we'll get there before the end of the month, hopefully. But he also says if we don't get to it this month, we'll get to it another month. So that's the thing about a buddy read. It's I suppose it's not as serious or hectic as being part of a readathon or a group read. You actually need to commit. Okay, then we've got. I bought Swan Song. Can't wait to read it. Yeah, you won't be disappointed.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it. Sure. If you love horror, you'll love that book.
I couldn't put it down, and I would love to read it again. And I actually saw the other day they are busy making a series, or they're in the process of making a series, which I would love to watch to see how they managed to put that book.
TV series.
Yeah. TV series, yeah. But I think it's planned for sometime this year. But the book is brilliant, so enjoy it. I did.
I haven't read Graham Marston yet. Where should I start? You're the Marston expert.
I would say start with Merrier. Like I say, he's very much into his demons. So I liked Merrier and I liked Famine. Famine is a very, very good book. That's more a body horror sort of book, but it was very good.
Actually, that's more a post-apocalyptic book.
Well, yeah, not post, yeah, sort of.
Apocalypse.
But I would say either Mirror or Famine. Famine to me was also very, very good. So one of those two. Yeah. I think you'll enjoy.
Okay. What's your favorite Stephen King short story? It's hard for me to pick up. No. Super into the breathing method right now. That is a hectic story. That is a crazy story. But it finds a new way to give birth. Yeah. I
don't know if I read that short story.
No,
if I did, I can't
bizarre.
remember.
It's bizarre.
But my favorite one is, they've got one hell of a band, and Crouch End. Those two will always stand out for me for the rest of my life. I love those two stories. But between the two, I think they've got one hell of a band. It's not really scary so much as funny. Crouch End, but it's good. Yeah. But Crouch End, that's very, very good. And Rainy Season is another one. But they're all from, funny enough, all from Nightmares and Dreamscapes. I loved Nightmares and Dreamscapes. The collection there was brilliant. So those three.
One of my favorite is a surprise. It's kind of a little tale called Willa, which is kind of quite a sad, poignant little story. Yeah. But it's just got very personal. I've got a very personal relationship with that story, with the loss in my family. It touches on themes that, it just hit me quite hard. But otherwise, a lot of the stories in Skeleton Crew, I really like. I also love Crouch End.
It was very good.
I think I did a top 10 Stephen King short story. I think so. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. There's quite a few that I really enjoy. Okay. Let's So ideal vacation.
We are in our ideal vacation spot, to be honest. I wouldn't mind going to Tuscany one day. I've never been to Italy. I've never actually been. I've only been to London, England, and I've been to Holland. So I would love to go to Tuscany. I think to me that will be a second honeymoon if we can go on something like that.
We'd have to loan Layla somewhere
Yeah.
and give her to someone to look after. And
Can find a place for Layla to stay. I would love to go to Italy. That will be
Yeah.
my ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I would.
well,
like
yeah,
to-
yeah. I've always been a bush person.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah,
I was a field guide for a long time, so I used to spend a lot of time in the African bush. Not so much now, but the sea air, and the sea view outside our house, I love that. So, but if I was to go anywhere, I'd like to take her to the Kalahari Desert.
I've never been
It's
there.
my favorite. She's your dad's favorite.
Yes, my dad loves it. Yeah.
So that's there's a national park there that just blows me away. It's beautiful. Okay. And the cycle of werewolf is considered a short story. Yeah, that's an interesting one. And that's illustrated. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like a novella, and it's illustrated. Not many people consider it the best, but I think it's pretty decent. It's a werewolf one. Yeah.
I've never read it. You've got a.
I don't have a copy of
I don't
it.
have a copy of it now.
I have read it, but that was a long time ago.
I've never read that one.
Okay. Yes, I have. I've read some of these. Yeah, definitely hit or miss. Remember the books that I used to read?
What's it? Locusts or?
Locusts. Yeah, I enjoyed Locusts.
Remember.
I've got a whole lot back there, and there's a couple that I've read that I really enjoyed. Locust is one of them. Man, but they're not 5-star reads for me. I know there's one that I'm trying to find. It's called Crabs, which is a cult classic, or Night of the Crabs or something. But yeah,
Didn't you do the one with the leeches or the? The one where the thing is coming out the woman's mouth. That was
I mean
guys.
slugs.
Yes.
No, that's not kind.
Oh, okay.
That's
I can't remember.
not
the name.
Ramsey Campbell. That's Sean Hudson. Sean Hudson,
Okay.
Slugs.
Okay, but
Slugs.
Guy and Smith, I remember you.
I have
read-
talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think there's one or two that I read by hand that I didn't care for so much. But I think it's those kind of books you really have to be in the mood.
Yeah.
And like talk about
Yeah.
slugs and stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be in a funny mood.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're doing pretty well here. We're on what, 52 minutes. If you got any last questions, otherwise we're going to love you and leave you. Because I think we've done pretty well. So does anyone have anything else for Team Murray, for Cliff Stark James? Team Murray, yeah. Okay, waiting for so many last minute questions. Waiting till the last second. I can actually think that there's going to be a lot of Americans watching us afterwards.
Yes.
So I hope you enjoy it. It's nice and short and sweet.
Yes, and thank you for having me
It's a
as
pleasure.
guest on the show, and
It was a
thank
lot
you
of fun.
all you guys for watching. I really enjoyed this. I thought this is awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So we're going to wave goodbye to you guys because we don't see any other
Bye.
responses. But take care, guys. And
Have a
thanks
good
for
Sunday.
tuning in, and thanks for being part of the audience. And have a happy Sunday. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. And so the shout out, Peter, pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I love your poems. Keep at it.
Congratulations on the 1,000.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, guys, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Congratulations. Great talking to you both.
Thanks,
Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. See you guys later.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Angel. Bye.